Wow. Just wow. Hey, it's crazy. It's really, really, really crazy. Um, hey, can y'all hear me good? Can y'all hear me good? Let me get a thumbs up in the chat box. Wow, we checking to see if y'all hear me good. Let me see. Let me take this off because I hear it in my ears. Oh, okay, we good. Hey, so what's to say about the game? First off, the phone lines are open. Put the number in the chat box real quick. 605-472. Hadn't done it in a while, so hopefully it still works right. Access code. What's the access code? I can't see it. Let me see. Access code 918-914. Hey, so that's the phone line's open. We're gonna try to run it for an hour. If we don't get an hour, that's fine. But I'm just gonna start off with talking about the game, talking about what I saw. First half, missed opportunities. Too many missed opportunities in the first half. The drops. Um, when we were driving, we kind of got away from what drove us down the field. Um, Missed tackles. The thing is, though, we complain about Queen and missed tackles. It wasn't on the Queen. It wasn't on the Queen. Queen just. I guess since we talk about it so much in his rookie campaign that it stands out now that anytime he misses a tackle, the it's magnified. But still, it's crazy how how we let this team stay in this game. But what I will say is, coming off that huge emotional win Sunday night, this is the definition of trap game. We got guys up front that were out because of COVID. Detroit was winless. We had this huge game Sunday night. So this was the definition of trap game, and we almost got trapped. we almost got trapped if it wasn't for Tucker. But the thing I like about that at the end, and I'll go back to the beginning, is Tucker's kick. Even on the play before that, when it was like 7 seconds left, he ran out there fired up like, "Hey, give me the shot!" Like he was ready to go, and that kind of gave me the confidence to like he gonna make it. And so then when they finally spotted the ball and I saw how long it was, I was like 6-6. He got the leg, but have you ever done it in a game? And so when he kicked it, and I knew as far as lining it up, it was straight, but I didn't know if it had the length. So it hits the upright, and I can't tell if it's over or not. But there's a Ravens fan behind the field goal that starts jumping around, and that's why I said he must have made it. And then when it falls behind the thing, I just ran out the room. I just ran out the room saying he made it. The crossbar, yeah, when it hit the crossbar. It's crazy because we didn't play well, people. Just a long story short, we did not play well at all. But ugly wins are better than losses any day. Ugly wins are better than losses any day. And so let's recap the game position by position. Lamar, he was average today. He was average today. Now he was throwing darts in the first half. He was. I can't take that from him. He was throwing darts and guys was laying it down for him. He threw now 2, if not 3 balls early in the game that looked like drops. Technically, a defender hit him. Like the deep pass to Salmon, which was beautiful, a guy hit it. The pass to the first pass to Hollywood, a guy tipped it, even though I think he still should have caught it. Then the 2 just blatant drops by Brown. did anybody else have drops besides those? Browns just was like obvious because they same drive, both of them would have been touchdowns. It's crazy. Lamar was throwing darts, and then the second half, I don't know if it's because of they didn't trust the receivers. They kind of went away from throwing it because we was murking their defenders. Even the ball that was overthrown to Andrews in the end zone, he still was behind the defense. So I don't know why they went away from it in the second half. Maybe they didn't trust, the receivers that, for the rest of the game or what. But and the run game on the edge, I got to give Detroit props. Detroit did a good job of stopping the run game on the edges. Now up the middle, we was pounding them up the middle. When we get and a lot of people, clamor for us being on the center. We got on the center, and I think Ricard was in there. We had a fullback and a deep dot back. We was pounding them up the middle. And, maybe we should have stayed with that and got some play action off of that. But defense. First half defense was great. And we should have been up probably 27-0 at halftime. And they wouldn't have been able to come out and stick with the run game. They would have had to start putting in the air more than they did. And they were able to stick with the run game, and DeAndre Swift did some things. And so I was talking to I think it was one of my coaches that I coached with, and he was like, who y'all got this week? And I was like, the Lions. He's like, oh yeah, y'all should beat them. They ain't got nobody. I was like, they got DeAndre Swift. And one man shouldn't do damage like that. But Swift was killing us, man. Catching the ball and running the ball. That Swift for real. And then they got they off the run game, they got their little play action game off the crosses. Dumping it off to the tight end or dumping it off to Swift coming out of the backfield using 30 Williams, I think is his name, and Swift at the same time. That was good for him, and they kind of had us off kilter with that. But hey, we got our first call of the season. Let me turn the volume back up. Get this going. Hold on. Make sure I got everything situated. Got that on. See if we can roll with it. Hot Mike, who we got?
What's going on, man? It's Terrence.
Hey, what's up, Terrence? You the first call of the 2021 season because of the 2 primetime games we had. Hey, what's good with you, man?
I can't complain. I'm happy, concerned, but happy.
Concerned. Tell me what you're concerned about.
We seem I knew from last week it was a lot of overconfidence coming out of that Chiefs game. I just felt it coming into this game like it was going to hinder us. I felt like I was still overconfident, but I knew it wasn't going to be like a blowout with the Lions. So I saw that one coming. But the Lions were definitely keyed on stopping the run.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave us a lot of space in the passing game. We just had some issues making some catches.
They definitely left the intermediate to deep routes. I ain't gonna say they left them open, but they left them vulnerable, and we missed out on some shots. Right. Shots. And that was that late second half, maybe late second quarter. I mean, definitely the same drive. Whatever time that drive was, Hollywood dropped 2 guaranteed touchdowns if you catch them.
And the same drive. Yeah. So those passes, it's not a hands issue. When I look at those plays, yeah, his eyes are looking somewhere else as the ball is touching his hand, like he's trying to make a move or he's trying to see where the defender is.
Mm-hmm.
And he should just be focusing on the catch and then making a move or doing whatever he got to do afterwards.
And on his first couple catches,
he's not focusing.
Right. His first couple catches, I kind of reiterated to my wife, like, Hollywood been balling this year. And no sooner as I can get that out, he crapped in my hand. I patted him on the back and he crapped in my hand. As soon as I said it. But,
he'll be all right, though. He'll be all right.
Yeah, it is.
He'll be all right.
And it's this game humbling. Football is humbling. He had got hot. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was going to say he had got hot and was playing with extreme confidence, and, you just got to go back to the drawing board. Get on his focus. But go ahead with your comment.
The one thing I'm really concerned about is linebackers and coverage.
Mm-hmm.
So I always I was always wondering why he never really put linebackers in coverage. He usually has safeties on tight ends and zero blitzing. So even if a linebacker does come out, he has to stay in to block. But anytime a linebacker was in coverage, that's where the ball seemed to go today.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what you do to protect that. Besides, what Wink usually does is just go all out blitz and having the safeties
Come down.
backers and tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
So
If I'm not mistaken, did I not see Fort and Board in the game at the same time?
uh, it looked like it was not Fort but Bynes and
Bynes, yeah,
Harrison.
Bynes and no, Harrison was
Bynes was
out.
in the game.
Bynes and
No, Harrison was.
no, I'm saying like at
Harrison
one
was
point during the game, I think I saw. Let's say this: not Harrison and not Queen in the at linebacker. That's what I think I saw,
Oh,
and I could be wrong, but maybe he went out for a play or whatever to catch his breath or get some water or whatnot. But I think at one
so
point in that second half, I saw not Harrison and not Queen in the game, which was a
Harrison is
huge
40,
issue.
right?
Yeah, Harrison is 40. Yeah.
I don't know,
So I saw
think
49 and
Bynes was on the field
56.
at the same.
49
Oh,
and
really?
56. Yep. Because on the
Wow.
play, 56 ran in late, and
Yeah.
he actually made the tackle, but I think it was for like 8 or 9 yards. So I was like, both of them out of the game for what reason? But and Harrison, I saw Harrison out of the game a lot.
Yeah, I didn't see. I saw about 2 or 3 snaps for Harrison in there.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's the
Which was-
covering issue
yeah,
or what, because
Probably.
when they were running the ball on the second half, I feel like he should have been in there.
And that's what I was saying. The same thing. Sitting on my couch. Why isn't Harrison in the game right now where they're running the ball?
And I did see one set where we looked like we was in a 3-4, and we had Queen in the middle, Chuck Clark beside him, and a second linebacker in there. I couldn't tell if it was. I think it was 49. I think, but it wasn't Harrison. It was Clark, Queen, and somebody else kind of at the linebacker level, and they was in like a heavy set too, but like with 2 maybe 3 tight ends. And I think they ran it, and we defended all right. But I'm wondering what's going on with Malik. That's my biggest question right now. What's going on with Malik? We all know Queen got tackling issues, and why can't we guard tight ends? But in our defense, just look at the tight ends we've covered in the face. I'm sorry, face, because we ain't covered none of them in the first 3 games. Waller in that big 3. Kelsey's in that big 3. And Hawkinson ain't far from Hawkinson in the top 10 definitely in tight ends. And so we've had our share of.
Watch the game again because I forgot all about Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Did he have a catch?
Yeah, he had some catches. He ain't go off, but he had some catches. Him and because Fales had the big catch, which is their second tight end.
Right.
But Hawkinson did a good job in that run game too.
I even saw Bowser out of places. Some of the coverage.
Like on the ball that Khalif Raymond caught that we challenged, that was like right behind Bowser, but right in front of Averett. And that drop to me, that drop is kind of too deep for Bowser. Bowser, in my opinion, is a flat guy.
Fell's catch, Bowser was a man, and he was way behind. I don't know if he got mixed up or what, got picked, but he was way behind on that play.
And they definitely had a pick route on one of their. Matter of fact, they didn't get a first down early in the game. They were short,
right, yeah.
And Fales did a pick, and he stuck his hands out like he was trying to catch the ball. But that was definitely a pick that was missed. And so there's a lot of little things that went on. But the second half, their play calling would have been completely different had we scored those touchdowns in the first half.
Exactly.
It should have been at least 27-0, and they would have they probably could have ran it a little bit. But time would have started to not be on their side, and they would have had to put it in the air. And, they don't have the greatest of receivers. They don't have slouches either, but I think we could have defended their guys if they were pass heavy. Especially if we could have put more pressure on Goff, because when we put pressure on him in the first half, he was just throwing that thing away. Once they got their running game going, then they started getting the play action, and that kind of helped Goff out too. Because he got to have clean feet. If he don't have clean feet, he not gonna do anything.
And I gotta give Harbaugh credit because I feel like the team never feels like they are out of the game. They always
Mm-hmm.
feel like they can win it. That 4th and 19,
That was
I ain't gonna
big.
lie, I was like, this game over with.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking.
That was
And
big.
Lamar sat there in their pocket, made a good throw. And even though I wasn't confident, I was like, we got a shot with Tucker to make this 66-yard field goal.
Right.
Even if they don't get any yards on this next play, which he threw out of bounds. I was like,
Did you
we still
did you
got a
see their
chance with
defense on
Tucker.
that play?
No, I didn't see it.
They took their edge guys and stood them like 4 yards on the sideline, like guarding nobody. So it wasn't even a
Yeah,
chance to run a quick out or anything
right.
like that. And that's why he just snapped it and threw it because they took their eight like
Right.
90. It was 290 something numbers on the sideline, tall guys, and they just stood them there like so. He had to throw out of bounds, which was fine, but that. And I'm gonna talk about Lamar for a second. I felt like he was trying to prove himself to be a thrower, especially after he, was throwing dots early. Because there was some times where he got sacked or got like, flushed out of the pocket. I felt like he had plenty of space to run.
I I think they were in like a zone. I really couldn't see, what was going on in the secondary, but I think they were in
Mm-hmm.
a zone. So they had eyes on him most of the time. So
Mm-hmm.
think he was seeing that people were keying on him, and it might have been better to throw than to run. But I'm not certain.
And I
I
agree
didn't
with you
see it
because
on
you
22.
with CBS you couldn't they wasn't showing much of the like
Right.
the concepts
They never
afterwards,
do.
and
Yeah.
we'd have to see the all 22 to see if guys were locked up or whatnot. But I just felt like he, in my eyes with him, he can make the first guy miss almost every time. So you don't know. I had to see, like you said, you had to see the all 22 because they did not
I
have a
think the
spy.
lines was
I did
their
not see a
first thing
spy.
was we gonna stop the run.
Mm-hmm.
I think the second thing is we're not gonna let Lamar kill us
Mm-hmm.
scrambling. And I think they accomplished both. But all we had to do was capitalize on the things they gave us, which was passes.
Right.
And we just couldn't hang on to the ball.
Ravens
But
boy one to
the
put in
thing
chat
was,
said Hawkinson had 2 catches for 10 yards.
hey, that was good. We
Yeah,
just
that's
couldn't
good for
stop the
him.
running
Yeah.
back. Any pass catching.
Yeah. And somebody
But
else put in there that they had 2 spies on Lamar. Tolliver said they had 2 spies on Lamar.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would
Right.
not be surprised. They was like, if Lamar is gonna beat us, it's in the passing game, and he beat y'all in the passing game. They
He
just
just
couldn't
dropped the
catch the ball.
ball. Exactly. Exactly. And
But
somebody said he wasn't feeling well. I knew he had like the
oh
flu-ish
really?
type thing, but
Oh
I
yeah, he
thought he had got
did.
over that. I know he missed a day of practice.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
hey, but we won.
we won, right? So that was the other thing I wanted to say is the one thing I remember about the 2012 Super Bowl year is the Ray Rice play, the screen that went for like it was about 19 yards if I ain't
Mm-hmm.
mistaken against the Chargers. And a lot of times when you go to the Super Bowl, those type of plays have to happen
Yep.
throughout the season for you to keep pushing.
Yeah.
And then as you keep going through the season, in the back of your mind, you're like, we're not out of this game because
Mm-hmm.
we've been here before. We know we can get over this.
Exactly.
So
And that's
hopefully,
two games in a row.
2 games in a row. And truthfully, they battled in the Raiders game and probably should have won that one. But yeah, these 2 games you battled and you were able to come out on top. So I think that helps going down the stretch. But I'm hoping as a Ravens fan that we start playing not perfect football, but better football where I'm not sitting here in the fourth quarter about to have a heart attack or anything. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Exactly. Hey, Terrence, somebody else just chimed in. I appreciate you for calling in. I think we play early again next week. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat box. But we'll definitely be here after the game next week. And if I get home in time, we'll be live streaming during the game. I just didn't get home in time enough to do it today. So I appreciate you. I want to go to, I think it's Roberts I got next, and see what they got to say about the game. Appreciate you, Terrence.
I appreciate it.
Let's see. Let's pick this next one up. Hot Mike, who this?
Coach,
What's good? What's good? Who we got on the line today?
it's Justin, man. It's been
Oh, what
a
up,
minute.
Justin? What up? What up? Hey, it has been a minute. It has been a minute. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, man. How about you? How
I'm
you
good. I'm good. I'm good to be bobbing and weaving that thing that's floating around so far. And hey, enjoying life.
God's grace and mercy, man. That's
Most
all.
definitely, most definitely.
And prayers to everybody, man. And I see your videos, man, every now and then. I drive for FedEx, and I got a big family, so, and I'm active in church, so you know, I try to get in when I can fit in, man. But I always hit that like button. I enjoy the content, the breakdown. I think it just gives us more going through the season, man. And hey, man, just real quick, I'm happy about this win, obviously, but I'm happy about the first week's loss. Like, we didn't get blown out. You know, if you can follow what I'm saying, these games are galvanizing. It's preparing us for January. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
agree.
last week was a confidence booster. You know, the first week, I mean, you see what what Vegas is doing to the league, man. They're gonna be around. They're gonna be there. They're gonna be one of the players, you know, at the end of the year. You know, there was no preseason. You know, if you really want to say it for our starters, I mean, the whole NFL is suffering. You know, we really want to know where these injuries have come from. I mean, if you go back to old school football, I mean, there's no more two-a-days.
Right.
You know, OTAs. You know, the bodies just aren't callous yet. You know
Right.
what I mean? So you're getting all these soft tissue injuries. You know, you're getting injuries with the joints. I thought Dalen pulled an Achilles, man. The way
Yeah,
he
he
got
went
up,
down hard.
and if you saw when he was walking off, he couldn't flex his foot. So I was just so glad it was just an ankle.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It was
But,
scary too, extremely scary, because he couldn't put any pressure on it.
bro. And listen, you know what I mean? We had to go deep in the bread basket, man, for depth. And people don't understand. This was such a great win. We came away with a W. A W is a W.
Yep.
We would feel much worse if we got an L. We came out of there short. You know, we were short staffed. You know, they made it happen. These are all traits of a Super Bowl winning team. Hey, diddle, Ray Rice down the middle. Think about that. If we wouldn't have converted in.
Yep,
You know what I
that's the
mean?
play I think our last caller just referenced.
Okay, I didn't even. I just signed on.
Mm-hmm.
But one quick point, and I'll get out your way. I sent the text in the one of your videos that you made about what are we going to do when Rashad Bateman comes back? Because again, what Hollywood did, you know, today, God bless him. Hollywood's that dude. I mean, he puts pressure on the defense. He is who he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But he's not Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman hasn't played a down in football. With all respect to Hollywood, I think his stats, I think he's like top 3 in the league as far as efficiency. I heard that stat this year. Rashad is going to come back to the football. This is my point I wanted to make. If anybody, you know, if don't nobody else really understand what I'm saying, man, what are you talking about? Hollywood's that dude. You know, they all drop footballs. Not even Mark Andrews, right? He does. He does, but not for his size. He does not come back and high point the ball. None of these guys are coming back and giving, you know, fighting for the ball like Claypool does for Ben.
Roethlisberger.
You follow what I'm saying? We don't have that guy. That's Bateman's. That's his MO. You know, we're gonna get Anquan Bolden in a few weeks. You know, you put Anquan Bolden in the middle of this defense, man, and watch out, because now you can spread it out. Listen, when you got 3 receivers that can catch 3 threats, really 4 when you add your tight end, that's what's happening with Kansas City right now. They're missing Sammy Watkins because you can hit, even in the zone, you can hit all quadrants of the field. You know what I mean? Even in that cover 4, I mean, you can't guard all of them. And we're missing that. You know, Lamar, again, you're seeing him putting the ball in people's hands, they dropping it, people's chests, they dropping it. You know what I mean? In the most crucial times, our quarterback keeps showing up over and over and over again. And our cast around him, they got to come up, man. So that's my point. When Rashad Bateman comes back, he's going to give us an element to our offense that we have been missing since Anquan Bolden. And who's going to come off the field?
That's what I was going to ask you.
You know what
I was waiting on you to finish. I was going to ask you that.
Who coming off the field? It's either going to be Ricard, there's going to be, and you know it ain't going to be Mark Andrews.
I think it's going to
coming
be.
off the field.
I think it'll be Duvernay.
Yeah, it is going to be Duvernay.
If we go 3 wide, it'll be Sammy, Hollywood, and Rashad.
I think if you know, as much as we like to depend on it, you know, when it doesn't work, it's a killer. You know, because we can't really transition from the pistol and that read option and all of that until going to a spread formation. I'm talking about in 2 minutes. It's hard for us to go back and to transition from that and get in rhythm late in games.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it today. When we got to pass our way back, we can't put it all on Lamar, man. You got to have more balance. And I'm almost done, Coach.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
But that's my thing. I mean, you got to come out spread formations. I think Ricard's going to have to come off the field. And what's going to happen is going to save our quarterback because when he runs, he's going to have more open field. I'm terrified of these hits, man.
Yeah. Early in the game, yeah. The scramble to the left when he had all the open field. Why did he not just go out of bounds? He had room to go out of bounds, but he decided to take a guy on with his shoulder. And then maybe 3 plays later, he trips, and then like a guy fall on the back of his legs on the right side, which was terrifying. But he keep popping up. I just hate that he taking them though.
They hurting him though. I know they hurt because he ain't trying to run. He's trying to get the ball out of hand, which he should.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But guys got to make a play. But that's my point, man. When Rashard comes back, if you pay attention to our wide receivers, they're trying to get all rack runs. Receptions after catch. They're not high pointing the ball. They're trying to catch in the stride. There comes a time when you're playing games like this, when you 1-on-1, you got to come back and fight for that ball.
Yep.
None of our receivers are doing that. Not even Mark Andrews, and it's disappointing. You know what I mean? They wide open, they good, man. But we need a guy that's going to come back, high point the ball. When he's not open, he open. And once you give Lamar that, something he's never had really consistently, in the biggest games, we ain't going to see these close games like this.
Right.
So I love it. I love it. Patrick Queen, man, listen, bro. He gonna make me break my remote.
This is my 2 cents on Patrick. Does he miss a lot of tackles? Yes. Does he make a lot of plays? Yes. He has to find that unique balance to slow down just a hair to finish plays, if that makes sense. Because he's definitely all over the place with his speed, but he has to turn it down just a notch so he can get there maybe a half a step slower, but definitely complete the play. And by complete the play, I mean like make the tackle or be in the right gap or be in the right coverage zone. He just got to slow down just enough because he's so fast that he run himself out of situations. Like the play that him and somebody else missed the tackle on Swift. He was like a missile trying to get there, but when Swift stuck his foot in the ground,
he was in the wrong gap. He was in the wrong gap.
No, this was by the sideline. When Swift made him and somebody else, I think it was Bowser, like missed together, and then Marlon ended up making the tackle behind them. But he made both of them completely whiff. But Quinn was coming so fast that when he never broke down the tackle. He just went for the big hit. And I think that's probably what it is. I just talked myself into it. He keep going for the big hit, and he ain't thick enough to do that.
I think because he's a little guy, you know what I mean? I think he really has to get his momentum going, his velocity, really make that impact, because he didn't rap in college. Remember we had that conversation, and I was talking about Malik, and we ended up getting both of them, which I was happy about. But to your point, I think distance is his problem. I mean, spacing is his problem. When I say that, I think he should just back up off the line of scrimmage more. He's too close, and he's getting caught in the wash. He's fast enough to dip around after he's fast enough to catch up to the play after reading the action. He's not reading, man. He's just I'm almost thinking like, are they playing him at will? You know what I mean? Like, with Will, you just no thinking really at will. You just either you going after the fullback, if it's nobody else, you going in. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I do. That's what one of the things I was saying. He maybe Malik or somebody else just need to be the mic.
I'm thinking that's what they were doing. I think that's what Bonds was in there doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were switching, with Malik and with Bonds and letting Patrick really play that will. And you know what I mean? But really they just letting him blitz. I mean, he's really good at blitzing. He has elite speed. He does. I think, like you said, slow down. I think he needs to really give himself a chance to really read the action, see the action a little bit, be patient with that and just back up a little bit. So he can see the guards pulling. He can see which way the play is flowing, and then make up from there. But I don't know. I'm constantly seeing him running. It seems like he takes his bad angles, man, just horrible angles. He almost got by Swift. Man, if Goff would have threw it to Swift, he would have been up the sideline for that. What's that? That end around.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
He missed
but
him,
yeah,
luckily.
Man, I'm so sorry, man. I appreciate the time.
Oh no, it's
It was a
good.
great
It's
win.
good. It's good. We don't have a list. You know, I ain't gonna and I ain't gonna rush my good people. Nobody's
But hey,
behind you.
I appreciate it. Justin Tucker, man. You know, enough said. We know what it is.
Goated.
Uh,
Goated.
Cold-blooded, bro. I mean, I'm sorry, man. We just
So
get
before
it right.
before you go, walk me through that sequence for you with the field goal, like the play before, and tell me what you were thinking and what you were doing.
Man, when Lamar threw that dime, I'm glad it was to Sammy. No, I noted if you go back and look on that play, I saw three receivers in the tight end. I saw Duvernay, I saw Sammy, and I saw Prochet.
Mm-hmm.
So I was more focused, like, man, I hope Hollywood didn't bury himself in a cave where he couldn't come back.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? Because he did that for a minute last year, but he came back strong, and he was that guy in the playoffs. Because remember, he dropped them balls against Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a game before he had a drop. But then he bounced back after he had that big play against Cleveland, and he was Hollywood again. You know, those are mental drops.
Right.
Those were mental drops. But I hope I think Keith and T. Martin had a. Did you see him with a play call sheet?
Yes, I saw T. Martin explaining maybe what was about to happen, on a play. And when I saw that, I said, "Oh, this is a pass," because T was explaining who was running what to Harbaugh. But yeah, I did see him I saw him with a play call sheet. Yes, I did.
I'm like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Boy, I got excited. You know what I mean? Because it ain't nothing like self-scouting. You know,
Right.
That's what I love. If we can say what all we want to say about John Harbaugh. At one time, remember I was telling you I wish we'd have brought Marvin back.
Mm-hmm.
But at least John Harbaugh, man, is humble enough to know when it's not working, and what he's doing is not working. He'll go and find somebody.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's not all Ozzie. You know what I mean? That's John.
Mm-hmm.
John got connections, man, and he's a humble guy, man. You know, he don't care who get the glory, man. He just, let's win. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about. That's the beauty of John Harbaugh, and he knows fundamentals. No doubt we're going to be ready. And that's another thing. We need a loss like this. We need to, after that high in Kansas City, we are in the clouds. Everybody talking about the Ravens all week, and he finally, Lamar, blah, 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 blah. Lamar had a great game today. He had 287, did another 50-something yards rushing. A touchdown. So Lamar had over 300 yards production today. But anyway, you know what I mean? Guys, man, sometimes they not dialed in. When you hurting like that, you know what I mean? After you play a football game, I don't know if people know really about football, man. If you hurting and you go into that next week, sometimes it's hard, bro.
Yep.
Just to go from week to week, you know what I mean? Here's a game where if we can just skate through here, save our body. You know, we used to get on LeBron about that, about how he used to preserve himself for the playoffs and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I think that we right on schedule. I think once we get Bateman back, I think this offense will totally open up, and then I think we're going to start blowing teams out.
Yeah.
Third down, I think third and long is going to disappear. Like when I say third and long, third and 8 is long for the Ravens.
Right.
So I'm happy about it. We're on the right trajectory. Shout out to Justin Tucker, coach. Shout out to the content. Keep up the great content. And most of all, I mean, the offensive line.
Yeah.
I didn't hear a peep out of any of
I saw one play that I can say was bad, and it was toward the end when Zeitler got bull rushed. I think he got caught off guard. He got rolled up.
He got caught. And who are these guys for the Lions, man? Are they balling?
The two Aquara, they got two guys named Aquara. I don't know if they brothers or twins or what, but them cats was getting after it.
Bro, they got speed in their secondary.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
and they're young
man,
too.
They got speed in their secondary. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to the offensive line. I'm just happy, man. I think we're setting up to really make a serious run. Pittsburgh got blown out by Cincinnati today.
Mm-hmm.
It's early in the year, but I just think
I think the Chiefs lost too.
Yeah. I think they're worse than what we think. I think they need another option.
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes need one more guy. You know what I mean? Sammy was even if you don't get the ball, just be a decoy. That's what Hollywood does for us. And that's what I'm saying. With Hollywood, with Bateman, and you got Mark, and you got Bateman and Mark working underneath, and you got Hollywood and Sammy over top.
Mm-hmm.
See,
that's a great combo.
Ricard gonna be sitting right on the sideline. I'm sorry, you gonna see him less. You gonna have all them guys on the field, and they're gonna
open up running lanes too. That's
my point. you sending them guys downfield and occupying the zone. Lamar going to have free runs. I mean, it's going to really be a beautiful thing. Now we just need our defense to really get healthy, come back, and tackle. Patrick Queen. Good Lord. All right, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. Great call, man. I appreciate it. I'll see you next Sunday. Have a blessed week, buddy.
You too, brother.
Hey, two great calls. And, you know, let me turn this down. Hold on. Let me lock this.
The conference has been locked.
Let me turn this down. I want to hear the elevator music. All right, got the elevator music off. All right, let me find my chat box real quick. Hey, so what up, Big Reg? Ro, appreciate your commentary. Jimmy Dean, Tolliver, again, thanks for who gave me that $2 super chat. Brandon gave me the $2 in super chat. Said if D-line was full strength, it's not the same game. I agree. They later on in the game they attacked us where we were weak at, especially probably fatigue had started to set in. So, you know, it is what it is on that end. But hey, this is a quick recap. Our first post game call in show had two great callers, and once the word get out, you know that I'm back with the call in show. More will call in because you know everybody got to call a post game now though. But we're gonna be back with our call in show. It's gonna grow every week, and we pulled out a great win. Tucker, we appreciate you, and Tucker, we trust. Tucker should have hit him with the he should have did the bop again on that kick, but that was a great kick, and we probably gonna see it all week. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's the special teams player of the week in the NFL. You know, ain't much you can do in the league, special teams wise, to top that. And hey man, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Hit the like button. Drop a comment on it if you see this later. If you're watching the replay, appreciate everybody in the chat box. Let's enjoy the rest of this Sunday. Enjoy this win for another 22 hours. And you know you got film coming this week. Make sure you check those out. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell if you have not done so. All my new followers, I appreciate you. Everybody that's sharing this, I appreciate you. Hey, I'm just a humble dude trying to do something, and I got a surprise soon. As soon as I get my package, you guys will know. Hey, I'm out. This coach, and I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Ro. See you later.